So it doesn't just end in ADM. Certified UI UX designer, certified front end engineer, certified back end engineer, certified Microsoft Office, certified graphics. My in my should I say over 9 years of experience as a software engineer, I have come across various fields that at some point I had to like understand the roadmap from this career path, understood this, and now I have a clear understanding of where I am. If I want to build a project, I know what to ask for, and I know what skill to look out for, and I expect us to understand that. All right. So make up your mind to grow. Make up your mind, be a principality at anything you have come here to achieve. If the plan is cybersecurity, you are on track. If the plan is to be a full stack software plan, if the plan is to be a designer, be very, very ruthless at your execution. That way, even your environment will know that you are ready to drag the bull by the horn.
So I want to say, a lot of people take courses like the ones you've just taken, and there's something we notice. There are two types. To me, there are two types. When they finish from taking courses like this, there are those who don't practice it. They just go ahead, they forget, and they don't take it as an opportunity to miss out on a lot of things. But there are those who continue practicing. When opportunities come, even if it's commercialized, they take advantage of it. Maybe do one or two jobs, become better. Let's say, for instance, you as a front-end web developer, become better, and very good at what they do. They go to a lot of places. I want to encourage you to continue practicing what you've just learned. And one way of doing that is to continue having those tools at your disposal. Having a laptop. Don't get another job. Maybe at the end of the day, you're no longer practicing what you do. If you continue practicing, you become better. And hopefully you get that particular opportunity that may take you to a lot of places that will make you feel strong. I would just encourage you because, like somebody said, take it as just one opportunity you had. Not everybody have that particular chance. Sorry, sir. Not everyone has got this particular opportunity that you just got. These courses you've taken, they cost a lot, but you've gotten it to me on a platter. So take it as a shot in life, just one shot, and hopefully from here you sail and become better in what you do in life. So just take this as an opportunity and don't play with it, please. Please, it will take you places. I would encourage you to do it. Okay? Yeah. So don't just say, oh, it's one of those things. I will certificate in this. Don't put they take it as some form of decoration. I will certificate in so and so. Okay, but come and do something you can't do. I hope you know. You remember when I don't know what you saw. I think you put a conversation with X, or then Elon Musk tweeted something. I forgot what he said. He said he didn't want certificates.
Yeah,
he wanted to know those people who can do. So if you can do so and so, just he doesn't want to see a certificate. Come on, employee. That's the way it works. So, if I say, for instance, come and design so for me, and I tell of you do it, I know you all have certificates. You will say you are web designer, you are graphic designers, for instance. Come and design. I want to go for that person that is just very good at what the person does. I want to ask for your certificate. Okay, that's where the world is going to be moving forward. So try and just be good at what you do. Okay, if you are coding code well, you are design well. Okay, so if you are good at what you do, in person that comes and says he has PhD, so you get him and you will take the job. Okay, that's where the world works now. Okay, so that's my advice. Thank you.
What country is in fact, let me give us a bragging right? So somebody asked you, where did you learn tech? Tell them yes. Okay. I have a question. So the open community have a different project. With you, the anyone that can see now. If they show you, just not as they want online, then tell them to go to onegroup.com. They will ask them what not tell them get there. When they get to the like out and log in, then by the time they begin to see how things are moving on, tell them that your content from that news. But you see the people are not there. You know why? Having something like wow. So for somebody to put out what is project there on the web, people are maintaining it. It means that those people are awake. They know where they are headed. And nobody wants to follow somebody who doesn't know the road. That's why they say follow who knows the road. So DDM no road. And you should not be found wanting in areas like this because it's your planet right, it's all about. As a tech, there is no bag where you go and carry what you can do. Somebody said, show me what you can do. Even without internet access, you can't show you what you cannot do. That is the one reason why you need to be very, very loud. Be intentional. Blow your trumpet. I have a product of DDM, but who is DDM? Go to Google. So when people see the wonder of what goes to other place, wow, where are they? Because everybody needs to live. But if you go back and go today, I have the brain, therefore, the laws that apply all my name company wow. You need to put yourself out. On our own part, we will do our own work. We will do our to take opportunities that may involve but you are your but also begin to understand that you have your work to do. And that work is to improve on everything around you. Let me give us a case scenario. Let's say you're a back-end person now and you apply to Facebook. Facebook decides to employ you for 3 months. Facebook will first of all give you training. Because you understand tech, programming language and all that, Facebook will train you in their own programming language, which is a combination of about 3 different languages. So if you don't understand your game, you can't even be a Facebook developer. That's number one. Now, when coding is not a part of your routine, it won't work. So, you must take it seriously. Because for your own growth, for our own growth too, you still have work to do. Doesn't end there. DDM has so many pillars. You can decide to pick one and say, let me look into this one and understand the aesthetics of this thing and improve myself in this. We will give you the opportunity to do exactly just that. But after a while, if you don't do well, we know how a goalkeeper clears the ball when they catch it. But if you do well, yes, your growth starts. On that, you want to remain a front end developer forever? I will say no. You need to improve. Understand front end. You can decide to go into UI or the need to become a beautiful. If you want to be building little applications, now that you understand JavaScript, you can decide to say, okay, let me do small Python or C++. That is the same thing. Code is the last thing to do. But what does it do for you? Understanding the syntax of the language, or the idea, so what the idea is. Break it down into section. Okay, now you do your research. Who will this benefit? Who will capture this more? Who will this interest? And once you get that done, fine. Then you don't contact UI designer. After person, you must know front end development, even graphic designer, because sometime in your page you will need a design. Yes. Sometimes while building was going to do not miss with us. I need this design. I need this design. But you know that for you to execute anything, be it front end or back end, you must communicate with the front. Now, for the front end, you know you need the UI, isn't it? Now, the UI understand that you need the logo. Isn't it?
Yes.
And most of us don't even know any graphic designer. Chidinma is here. We don't know. Now we know. So in case, before anybody should come to my door and knock for anything design, make sure you've gone to Chidinma. Alright? Good. So that is how it works. Chidinma herself, from graphic design, she has done digital marketing, she has done front end now. If she does back end, get her full package. And some of us are still wondering, you know. So that is the kind of skill I'm talking about. Understand where you're headed, but also get the roadmap so you know from there to there. So that when you sit down and showcase your value, you marvel everyone. Alright? Another thing is we shouldn't that we are in public. I've always told us that. Good in public. If you are not building in public, help you in. Don't be a Facebook person, but you know that DDM has a Facebook page or a Facebook handle. You can choose to be doing one or two things just to ensure that you position DDM to the right audience. Because if a job comes, we will first of all look within our community, and if there's nobody who can in our community, that is when we now want to outsource it. But to want to do that, we also want to give our students internship opportunities to master their craft. Just all to do what? Endeavor to master your craft. Portfolio should be you ensure that you have touched all professions. It's still a way to position them. You can decide to be an advocate, but so you might have an agency out of that place. Create a platform where you will just cut off agents. Look at this. Sometimes the problem in the neck of party of 1 million. And when you decide to pay, landlord will be like, really? You know, but if there is an application that cuts off that middleman, then the application takes a little service charge. That is business. So what do we do? UI UX designers, front end developers, back end developers, graphic designers put together and think of something. Now it is when you people cannot push it, that is where your community comes in. We can decide to have a community project. This community project, maybe a certain percentage of it will belong to the community. And then the DPM as a body owns certain percentage. Then we use the remaining part to look for equity. People who will bring in money for us to grow it as a full-scale SaaS application. That belongs to a community. It might be someone's idea, but there is a community surrounding that. So let us have that at the back of our mind. So as a UI designer, you are tasked with building, with designing a user interface that will deliver a good right? If you don't know how it works, you might put a button that to bring it to life will be impossible. Bank app can connect to different bank accounts. I've seen the app. So you have an app, it's a bank app, but you can connect UBA, you can connect Zenith Bank, you can connect Access. So once you log into, you see your balance in any of these banks and decide to execute on any one. As a UI designer, design that. Now, how will it work? Will it work in Nigeria? Where we have separate entities. There is not as if the only person that can connect all the banks at once is CBN. You get the picture. So if you understand that code, their own task, now you can now know what when it comes on your desk. If you don't understand the role of a graphic designer, you might go to bring how to put it down. You might mix different colors. You might put a pink on a yellow, and that is disaster. So you also need to understand the color wheel, how it works. If you want to use the method, beautiful. If you want to use the diagonal, fine. But if you understand that, you will see that you're not going to have an issue with your graphic designer or with your front-end developer. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Touch everywhere around. Okay? Is it clear? At least this is to show you that it doesn't just end with you being a UI UX designer. You can still upskill to maybe the DevOps, where you don't need code. You don't need to write code. You just need to understand certain algorithm, and you can push applications from GitHub to the web, and you are good to go. So, any more questions? Don't be shy, ask. This is a career path setting. I also want to let us know that every device is traceable. Every device is traceable. Now, let me explain how it works. There is an organization in charge of anything satellite communication. Our service providers are from those ones. Now, who build devices, mobile phone, anything that needs connection, get some code or license from people who connection. Now, it's from those people that you can be able to get internet access, and your device also has the same IP address. So, for your mobile phone, it is the IMEI number. That is why if you do anything from Nigeria, they can be able to pinpoint this device has attempted maybe 5 times within 1 minute. Therefore, they will blacklist it. You can't be able to access it again. So, as techies, opportunities will come, but as we know, it is not every meat that. Right? Opportunities will come, but you should also develop the ability to decipher which one will put you in trouble and do what? Avoid it. I encourage us all to draft a working plan. That is the only way we can successfully scale and grow. You will get lost. And know this, nobody is hidden on the web. It's just that the resources to come to you might be more than what you are withholding. So bank it. But the moment it gets bigger, they will come and look for you to bring it, because if I get in America. So I encourage us all to always look out for projects that we scale. Somebody needs a website, yes, but look at deliver something that will make more people to come to you. Build portfolios, be credible. That is how you can scale well in this career path. All right?
Good. That means we have counted 1, 2, 3, and now 4. That means the journey is in motion. When we started 1, it looked like an impossible mission. We were still in Abuja then. But we contacted one guy here in Oka, with whom we partnered, and we set up this media academy. After a while, DDM decided that we can stand on our own. We don't need a partner anymore. So we kicked off. And since then, the journey has never been smooth. But the good news is that with every adventure, it gets smoother. I came in here from Abuja when we were about organizing cohort 2. When we came to cohort 2, don't know, some of you here witnessed what here was like then. In fact, when somebody described it as a kidnapper's den. Somebody applied for a job in DDM, and when the lady came, and I was upstairs, I described the building for him. I said, look, can you see my hand form? He said, I can see you. I said, come. She disappeared till today. He said, no, do ritual. Till today, she never came back. Interestingly, I came to Abuja with one of our strongest hands, a staff. Then we came here, looked at the environment, and they left. He said, at the come. The last time I heard at the come was when Ojukwu told Igbo people, make I go Gabo, make I go buy weapons for the war to continue. Ojukwu will not see weapon, will not see. That was how the war ended. We are coming a long way, and the journey keeps getting longer with every cohort. But the good news, like I said before, is that the longer it gets, the smoother it becomes. Just like when we were told in physics that the higher you go, the cooler it becomes. Interestingly, some people that are supposed to be here today, though they are not here, were even products of this academy. This academy produced them and gave them a pedestal from which to leapfrog. Wherever they are doing, whatever they are doing now, wherever they are, I'm sure they are doing very well. I want to talk about self. Self. S-E-L-F. Self. Everything you do around this, in this world, centers around this forward self. Are you selfish? Self. Is it self-made? Self. But I won't talk about those ones. I want to talk about different types of, or different appendages to self. Self-confidence, self-esteem, self-awareness, self-discipline, self-care. Then we also have others like self-efficacy, self-worth, self-concept. But the last one is the one that caught my attention most. Self-development. If you are the type that always depend on people giving you fish, then hunger will kill you one day. That is a fact. If you always depend on someone serving you the head of John the Baptist on the platter of gold, one day there will be no more John the Baptist to kill. Therefore, how do you make sure that you remain relevant in your society, in your family, in your company, in your community? The way to remain relevant in anything you do is self-development. If you depend on only what you are taught here, then I'm sorry. Your name is sorry. Because you won't go far in life. I repeat, if you want to depend on only what you learn here for these 3 months, then I'm sorry. Your name is sorry. Therefore, what? Self-development. You must always think of a way to improve your lot in life. You can self-develop. Who knows the history of Bill Gates? Bill Gates, in case you don't know, was never a graduate of any university when he developed Windows. Windows 1, Windows 2. Today we have how many Windows? How many? 11 Windows. Bill Gates single-handedly changed the world. Any invention from the 90s till date owes its relevance to Bill Gates. With the development of Windows, Bill Gates opened the eyes of the world. He changed how the world operates. He disorganized and reoriented the world and gave it a new face value. That's Bill Gates for you. Yet he was never a graduate. So I look at those who carry one paper, one useless paper, and say, hey, my certificate. I wish David can handle that. My son, King David, could see that certificate We'll see what you make out of it. You will reduce it to ordinary paper, even tissue safe. To show you that if you are dependent on certificates, then you are a joker. People who have made much impact in this world, many of them were never graduates. I just mentioned one. If you cite, you will see a lot of them. But then, even though they don't have certificate, they had something. Self-development. Dig deep. Search yourself. And then ask yourself, where am I headed to? A journey without a destination never ends. You're embark on a journey and you don't have a destination. Sorry. You will be meandering, hovering, and eventually you'll get to nowhere. So as you leave DDM, the first thing to do is ask yourself, what is my destination? Where am I going? And when I get there, what next? In order not to be taken unawares, when you get to your destination, you need to arm yourself with one weapon: self-development. In the field of self-development, you have only one challenger. Who is that? No. In the field of self-development, you have only yourself to contend with. When I start working and start doing giraffe on Kevin, and then do giraffe on Kwechiri, I'm unprepared. I'm not prepared for the job. When I get to work and start asking myself, why did they assign this task to this guy and assign this one to? And why did they pay this guy this much and pay this much to me? I am not prepared for the job. For those of us who work in DDM, I tell them, if you are here to earn a salary, please pack your bag and go home. We are not here to earn salary, because there's no amount of salary that will compensate for the job we are doing. So we're not salary earners. We're only people who are trying to make something out of nothing. But to be able to achieve, to reach that level in life, you must be prepared. And that is where another self comes in. Self-preparedness. Yet, self-preparedness is derived from self-development. At the end of the day, some of us might leave here, never to return. Some might stay and wish to proceed with, continue where they stopped off. But I want you to take one thing home wherever you go. And it is not what Kwechiri taught you, or what my dear Oluchi taught you, or what Dunamis taught you. That's not what you should be taking home. What you should take home today is what? Yourself. Self-confidence, self-esteem, self-awareness, self-efficacy, self-worth, self-concept, self-preparedness, but most importantly, self-development. When you come into a new area, you sit and analyze the place. How do I fit in? But that should not end there. You should go a little beyond. In a game, 100 people contest, but only one people takes that trophy. Why? It is because that person managed to rise above the board. You can't swim far if your head is always under the water. You know that, don't you? If you are swimming, you won't go far if your head is always under the water. Therefore, to go far, you must do what? You must rise above the waters. And what waters are we talking about? Challenges of life. A young man once told me, why I don't suffer for life? I said, really? He said, yes. I said, please, what have you suffered? In fact, it's my brother, my junior brother. He said, guy, I don't suffer. I don't do business, it failed. I died this, it failed. I had money, I lost it. I said, that's bad. I asked him, okay. I said, okay, I have a question. He said, I should ask. I said, have you find yourself in a situation where you don't have money, you don't have job, and you don't even have a house to live in? He stopped. He said, come again. I said, have you been in a situation where you find yourself, you don't have money in your pocket, you don't have a job now that will pay you at the end of the month? Say, okay, you can decide to do fasting. After all, Jesus fasted for 40 days. Make I do fasting for like 20 days before the day they will pay me. You don't have any such job in hand. And your landlord just evicted you. Say, that one is dead now. And then I asked him, have you then suffered? He said, if not this kind of suffer, I never suffer. As you grow in life, as you move forward, as you try to be independent, as you try to think independently, one day you come across one of these situations. I pray you don't come across the three at the same time. But I have come across that three. Not once, not twice. I won't tell you my story. Everybody will tell his or her own story someday, one day. Alright? But now ask yourself, if tomorrow I am not here, and this DDM still put a little shelter above our head, if I leave here tomorrow and I lost my job, I don't have any reserve in the bank, I don't have anybody to give me, and I don't even have any place to sleep today, what's next? At that moment, you have only one thing left. And what is that? Self. And that is when you ask yourself, self, what's next? So, think ahead. Prepare ahead. The stormy days will come. If you think they will not come, woe unto you. They will come. But when they come, the question is, how prepared will you be? That time you'll be looking for Mr. Kwechiri. Maybe you are in Zamfara or in Cross River. There's no Kwechiri no dead there now. DDM no dead there. That time you might think of how to, if to say Dunam is there here now, or Madam Oluchi, she can help me. They are not. You have only one person with you at that moment that will help you. That person is self. And that is when these words I just mentioned keep popping up. Self this, self this, self that, self that. As you go home today, think of ways to improve yourself. Don't depend only on DDM. Because DDM is also a brainchild of somebody. What if you create your own DDM 2? It always starts as an impossible journey. How did Zuckerberg develop Facebook? He thought of it, and they just taught him how to in their school how to develop an app. So he thought that the best way to start is to develop an app that he will use to communicate with his classmates, so that they might be chatting and the teacher will not even know. The teacher will think they are with him while they are doing their own thing. So he created that app and he shared it with his classmates and said, I download, me with the chat, download, me with the chat. Innocently. Unknown to him, he has just put the fire, ignited a fire that will burn the world. In less than 1 month, 1 million people have downloaded Facebook. But that is not all. A few years later, Mark Zuckerberg became one of the richest men in the world, simply because he accidentally created an app. Ask him, he will tell you, I did not create that app to make money. I created that app to while away time. If you keep money first in life, you won't go far either. Ask Bill Gates, he will tell you that when he developed Windows, he didn't plan to make money out of it per se. He created it and said, I have developed something that will help people use their computers more effectively. The first Windows he produced, did he sell it? He didn't. It wasn't for sale. But before long, he created something that took him to the top. Became, after Windows 3, after Windows 2 or Windows 3, he became the richest man in the world. So if you put money ahead in everything you do, again, that person's name is money comes last. First of all, skill, then passion, then diligence, then commitment, and don't forget love of humanity. Because everything you do, be willing to use it to improve the man at your right or at your left. Before long, somebody will get interested in you, somebody will find you. Sahara Reporters, some of us, if not all of us, know Sahara Reporters. So they started it out of passion. But before long, someone found him and said, guy, this is your platform. I like it. Can you use it to do so thing for me? He said yes. And the person is an American. Or rather, the person lives in America. And he said, okay, I want to give you an opportunity. If you try it, then I want to work with you. So they brought him in, gave him work to do. He delivered. The guy came back and called Showore one day, said, bring your account. The money they gave him, first money was $450,000. He used it to establish Sahara Reporters. And then at that time, I think it was either before or after that, he now moved his company to United States of America. That's why Sahara Reporters is a US-based company now. If you do the right thing, somebody will always find you. If you are efficient, someone will always find you. Even the wise man, Solomon, said, have you seen a man diligent in all his works? Before kings, he will stand. Whatever you do, be good at it. Someone will find you. A large cow doesn't hide in savannah and grassland. a heavy cow cannot hide now, because even if it is lying down, it is still taller than the grasses. Once you get big, someone will notice you. So be proficient, be diligent in whatever you do. Someone will always find you. But wherever you go, take this name with you. DDM. It has become a signature, and it has a long way to go. The journey has just begun. We appreciate all of you, the way you maintain decorum while you are here. Some women that talk too much, that gossip too much, I never hear two of them. They never brought any case before and say, this one do this, this one do that, among you all, you know? You started peacefully and ended peacefully. Kudos to you. No fight among men, especially those that want to show their muscle. We didn't record any fight here, and we don't even have a security man. We had security measures. Those, some of you, if not all of you, abided by them, moved around freely, came back in time so that we'll lock our gate in time. And as God will help us, we didn't record any incident. No robbery, no crime, no violence, no rape, no nothing. So that is more reason you can take the name DDM with you wherever you go. And don't forget the one Mr. Pochiri mentioned. That one sounds like Dusbuntu. But don't worry, take it also wherever you go. It is still in development. They are still working around the clock to knock it into shape. We'll get there with time. And then, if you are part of DDM, you are part of the developers, please don't relent. When there was this guy that developed WhatsApp, he went to search for a job in Facebook. They looked at his CV. No, you know, my guy, no. No, you know, reach our standard, make you go. The guy carrying a file, tucked it under his arm and left. He went another place, search for a job. They gave him a job. They gave him an offer. He said, I can't take this job offer. Hunger go kill me. He left. After hunger don't carry him up and down, he said, okay, while I look for a better job, let me start doing something. He developed one funny app called WhatsApp. Zuckerberg could not even offer him a $5,000 job. I think they offered him $2,000 job. He left. A few years later, Zuckerberg came begging him to sell WhatsApp to him. He said, I'll go sell. But then Zuckerberg used one technique by one man from Akwa Ibom called Akpabio. Akpabio said, what money cannot do, so Zuckerberg offered him the first one, agree. Offered him the second one, they offered him the one that is irresistible. He said, okay, please take it. I can even, I say, give me this money, I will give you this house as Jara. Carry go. The money, the man that refused to employ that man because he underrated him, came back and offered him, I think, $16 billion. Okay. And the seat on the board. And he offered him a seat. Yeah, a seat in the board of directors of Facebook, now Meta. If you do so, you are good in what you are doing. Someone will see you. But don't be distracted. Young generation, I look at you guys I pity you guys at times. When we were growing up, we had very little distraction. And what distraction that time na football. Waiting again. Once you don't go enough, play until you drop dead. Boom. Think of food and things else. But I can't believe that these days, even while in bed, a husband and wife are not even discussing. Very busy. Very busy. I swear to the commode, you said, I don't know what, very busy. They are lying in the same bed though. This one carry his own business. They busy, they go. This one carry his own business, they busy, they go. That time, if you want to make phone call, you will travel to post office now. And then the person you want to call, definitely phone no day near him. So you will call one somewhere in the village, call one man. It's always one person who has a phone in the whole village. You go there and call them and introduce yourself and say, please, I would like to speak with Mr. So-so person. Today is Wednesday. I'll call back on Saturday by 2 p.m. And then by 12, the person where you won't call don't already come, they don't already come seated, they wait for phone. If your phone ring, see Russian before you go. Don't grab up. But now, even my King David, as little as he is, knows how to download apps and knows how to operate those apps. When we were growing up, we had very few distractions. But the world has created too many distractions for you guys. Therefore, how do you succeed? Remain focused. All eyes on the ball. Once you lose a moment, you will know that there are 100 people chasing the same ball. When you hear of goalkeeper scoring himself in football, it is simply because the goalkeeper lost a moment, a flicker of moment in the match, wanted to pass ball to somebody, doesn't know that there's somebody just behind him waiting for that moment. Snatch it and finish. All the whole players, the whole country will chop that goalkeeper that day. Man, idiot. Waiting in the look. So please, wherever you go and whatever you do, don't lose focus. Eyes always on the ball. Create your destination and walk towards it. Your destination is your goal. If you don't have a destination, you will never reach any goal. Put it in writing. So before you embark on that journey, say, this is where I am going. Then you move. Wherever you go, take yourself with you. You have many selves, as we have mentioned. We have counted at least 10. Who should help? Who can help us? Self-efficiency, self-confidence, self-esteem,
Self-awareness, self-care, self-worth.
Wherever you go, take you. Thank you. Wherever you go, take yourself with you and don't lose focus. Before I drop the ball, I always make it a point to have a one-on-one chat with all of you who are here. I need your feedback. It always helps us to improve. I want you to give me a first-hand experience. How you are treated here, how you are taught here, what you learned here, and what we should do. Most importantly, what DDM needs to do to improve DDM. Please, before you leave here, finally, let's always have that last talk. I so much love it. Thank you all for all the while you've been here, for the energy you put in, and for making cohort 4 a success. We look forward to a much more fruitful, much more happy moments in the near future when either cohort 5 will sit with strike will commence, or when we will have another opportunity that will bring all of us together again to work together. Thank you.
So, such words can't be passed by text. This interaction can be passed by video for you to watch. That is why we insisted. That is why we insisted that, it's a limited point.
Oh. I didn't say it that.
So, I was saying, such words can't be passed over by SMS or by WhatsApp. He gave us a lowdown of how this edifice, this organization, how it started, where we are, and where we are headed. We're headed for something big, something great. And very soon, in no distant time, you all, I believe, will be proud to have passed through the DDM system. I encourage us all to be steadfast. Do not give up easily. Nothing great starts big. It must experience growth stage by stage. It's left for you to identify the stage where you are and understand that they say after the rain, the storm, the sunshine. So please, your learning phase, yes, it's now time for you to develop the habit of consistency. And after that, you become masters of your craft. You can now say, okay, let me add to what I already know. Don't juggle from one course to another. No. Now that you started, make sure you understand it well, this part you've done, and then improve to another one that is still within your roadmap. So once more, I want to say congratulations to us all. And as we bid you farewell, don't forget, Mr. Tim will still want to have a one-on-one session with us so that, a heart-to-heart moment, because it's going to help us in our service delivery in terms of efficiency, scalability, and all-wise improvement. So, on a personal note, I want to say cohort 4 are the luckiest because you guys took your studies in a very, very, very conducive environment. There was solar and everywhere was, better. Ask Chidima now, cohort 2, cohort 1 and cohort 2.
They even have this.
You even have this. And Dave was there in cohort 3. But it's all this story. When we all become great in the next decade and we tell the younger ones how we'll be able to, what the environment was like and all that. So the same way we are telling the stories of Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, that is how we are definitely going to tell our own story. So I encourage us to put in the best. To do what? Put in the best. Yes, put in the best. And be proud of DDM wherever you find yourself, because DDM has come to take over.